With a hybrid solution line, Turtle Wax changed the game. But with the Hybrid Solutions Pro line, they are redefining the rules. Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel, guys. If you're new to the channel, we do lots of product reviews and how-tos and product testing and all that sort of stuff with detailing products. So consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell notification so you get notified every time we publish a new video. Thank you. So in today's video, we're looking at the second product in the line of the Hybrid Solutions Pro, and that is a Graphene Infused to the Max Wax. What is this product, guys? It's a liquid emulsion as opposed to a thicker paste wax that you see in a tin. An emulsion, they add water which doesn't naturally mix with wax and then emulsifiers to allow the two things to combine. The addition of water makes the product slightly thinner, slightly smoother to work over a car. A paste wax, you have to spread it slowly and kind of work it over your panel. Well, this will go over the panel a little bit smoother because of the water in it. Now, historically, the compromise was that if you put emulsifiers in a product, it allows the product to be less impervious. Is that a double negative? In other words, less resistant to water, so they would wash away quickly, old-fashioned emulsions. But modern emulsions like this contain something called amino-functional siloxanes. And when you hear the word amino-functional, they're engineered forms of materials, man-made materials. The waxes are organic, non-organic, inorganic is man-made. And amino, it just means clever forms of siloxane which bond to the car. So whenever I hear that word amino-functional siloxanes, I think of modern day sealants. Now, it's called Hybrid Solutions. Is hybrid a buzzword? Because it could be. No, it isn't. It contains all these different formats of protection, the wax, the siloxanes, and the graphene. Now, every time there's a new generation of products, it causes controversy. Ceramic coatings were supposed to be a fad that wasn't going to last. Now every company sells you a ceramic coating. Waterborne, water-based SiO2 sprays or ceramic sprays were supposed to be a fad that weren't very good, but if I quiz 65 my patrons, 65% of them now have turned to SiO2 water-based ceramic sprays, if you like, over traditional paste waxes, because they say that they find they last a bit longer, they're a bit quicker to apply, and they're kind of slicker, which is probably true. They're definitely slick, aren't they, the ceramic sprays? So what are we really getting from the graphene? Now, there's lots of people out there saying graphene doesn't bond. Graphene doesn't bond, it can't work. Well, fumed silica doesn't bond, fumed PTFE doesn't bond, no micronized powder tends to bond. You have binders and things like that to hold these materials, these micronized powders, in a formulation. So a micronized powder is never going to bond. Now I have some, I say it with a smile on my face because limited experience, but I have some experience making detailing products in here and using micronized powders. I've used a micronized powder version of PTFE in a paste wax. I've used a form of fumed silica micronized powder in a water-based detail spray that I tried to make. Now, they weren't that good, but I tried and it was a passion. But where I'm going with this is I have no idea about what they're really using. Turtle Wax described the graphene as a patented, so it's proprietary, it's unique to them and they have to pay to maintain a patent. It's a form of graphene that they put through a high pressure exfoliation and stabilization process. And I think that forms an even smaller particle of graphene, so much so that it's no longer black, and then that is dispersed in this formulation. In terms of what does the graphene bring to the table? Well, I don't know. The product claims are stain prevention. I see a lot of this with the new wave of graphene products that they're supposed to be more resistant to water spotting, which is a difficult thing to test, isn't it? Very difficult thing to test. Slickness, I see, is a claim that I think comes with the graphene. There's lots of product claims on here. The problem is perhaps the other products are doing that, adding gloss. You know, if you've got a wax in here as part of the emulsion, it's going to add gloss. So, yeah, difficult to know on the claims of graphene. How do you go about applying this product, guys? Well, the good news is really easy to apply. Liquid emulsions are thinner and smoother. So you can apply this by hand or by machine, and a dual action polisher is ideal. I'd suggest if you're applying it by machine to use a soft finishing pad, and part of the Turtle Wax kit, the black pad is extremely soft and ideal for applying this liquid wax. If you're going to apply it by hand, just put about 3 drops on the Turtle Wax applicator, which is a nice thick single piece dense bit of foam, as opposed to the cheaper applicators, which are 2 thin layers and they can be melted together and then cut. And they look thick, but there's a bit of air in the middle. So the best ones are always the single piece tapered ones, because they're more expensive to make and they're higher quality. Put a few dabs onto that foam, work it in circles still, guys. It just spreads the product out a little bit more than trying to do it in straight lines. You'll find that for yourself, but spread it however you like. What I'd say is cover about half a bonnet, and then by the time you've covered half of that bonnet, the first bit of it will be drying already. It states roughly a 2 to 3 minute on the panel time before you buff. So you can factor that in. You could do a whole bonnet at one time if you want. You want to avoid putting too much on the entire car though, potentially. I never nowadays tend to go and, put the product all over the entire car. I just work panel by panel and just take my time, make sure I get it all off and buff it all off. So no more than a bonnet sized area at one time. Now, after you put it on, wait to 2 to 3 minutes and the product should start to dry. Of course, temperatures have a factor on this. It's below freezing today, so I left this product for about 5 minutes with the little heater on in my garage, and it dry cured and it's ready to buff. Then take the cloth of your choice. I use the open pile. Turtle Wax are selling an open pile cloth. I think they're the first of the big brands that I've seen to sell an open pile cloth, which is really, really cool. Buff it with the microfiber of your choice and just make sure you get all the product off, especially around the edges and stuff like that. That's the worst thing. You want to just get a nice clean finish. If you're using it by machine, guys, I would say the advantages of using it by machine is you can put a thin layer with less product over a panel a lot quicker by machine than you can by hand. So my preference would be to apply this by machine. What I wouldn't do is I'm not going to sit there doing set after set or pass after pass for this particular product. It's a non-abrasive product, so you're not correcting the paint. You're putting material on the paint that's going to fill imperfections, and it's going to provide protection and bond. So consider that. There are limited benefits to working the hell out of this product. It's all about speed really with the liquid wax emulsion. Again, once you've applied it by machine, let the product dry, give it a buff and make sure you get all of the product off. That is it. Now, I spoke to Turtle Wax about curing. They say allow paint 24 hours before washing. They do that as a precaution because there's solvents and stuff in here that have got to vaporize out of the emulsion. So if you start washing it straight away before it's fully cured, you're going to reduce the durability. But the reality is you're only going to be worried about that if you're trying to max out the durability that this product gives you, like if you're formally testing it maybe. Otherwise, you don't have to worry too much about that. But who's going to put this on their car and wash the car in the next hour? That would be crazy. You're doing it the wrong way around. So, in an ideal world, guys, don't play around with this. Start spraying it with water till the next day, and then you've had that full cure, and you'll get the most out of the product. The product will also benefit from being applied after you've done full preparation. As always, wash the car properly, decontaminate the car, polish the car with the one done compound to get the paintwork looking nice, degrease the surface, put this on top, follow the instructions, leave it 24 hours. If you do that, you are giving the product the best chance to perform at its best. The next thing I want to talk about is results, guys. Now, some of the detailing fundamentals that you hear me talk about on this channel, unfortunately, are not glamorous. They're very boring. There is a boring thing to say about the results with this. The one and done compound that I have here, this is the tool which corrects your paintwork and makes it look good and gives you permanently enhanced paintwork when you use it on a machine polisher. This tool is a protection tool that doesn't contain abrasives. This tool, the polish, will have the biggest impact when you use it on a machine polisher to beautifying your paintwork. Fact. Okay, and the demo that I've done here shows it. So this product can perfect paintwork, in theory, if you've got enough spare clear coat there. This product can enhance paintwork. It can make the paintwork look darker by filling all the fine swirls. It can make some of those swirls disappear. It can gloss up the paint. But if we get our gloss meter out, guys, and we look at the results of untreated clear coat, we have high haze. We have, you know, really high log haze, and you can see it with your eyes, can't you? And low gloss. We put this product onto that horrible paint, we get higher gloss, we get lower haze, and we get a better looking panel. We work this by machine and we get the highest reading of gloss, I think up to 93 gloss units, and lower kind of haze as well. So the detailing fundamental rules apply. Correct your paint first, protect it afterwards. Now, why would you use this as a choice of protection? Well, it's what I call a heavy protection product, guys. The movement is now to spray products, which we're going to talk about in the third series of videos on Turtle Wax, where they're offering you a spray product. Now, spray products are convenient, they're quick, they're versatile, and people are moving to spray products in their droves from the heavier products, paste waxes and liquid waxes, because of that reason. But the one thing that the lighter products can't do is fill, and perhaps for that reason they don't make quite a good baseline sealant. And I've got helicopter going overhead just as I'm in my flow. Never mind, it will go in a minute. So these products, I think, make good baseline sealants, and you're going to apply this maybe 3 times a year, twice a year, something like that. And then you might use your spray product, your water-based product, to top up the protection if you like seeing the zing every week, which is, I think, the way the market is going. You often hear me talk about the sacred zing. The Flex Wax product is what's going to give you your sacred zing. This is going to give you a filling effect, a darkening effect, and gloss. And Turtle Wax tell me that one of the things behind the development of this tool, and it is a tool, isn't it, essentially, this product is longevity of gloss in the paintwork. So the Max Wax can enhance your paint, protect it, and retain, hopefully, a nice shiny gloss on your car. So as well as improving the appearance of where you put this on the car, guys, and we often complain that detailing product claims are anecdotal and can't be proven. Well, the enhancement to the paintwork isn't anecdotal. You can do the same test I'm doing and apply it, tape off and apply it to sections of the car and look at the improvement. So we all know that these types of products do improve paintwork, and ironically, the worse your paintwork is, the better these products will improve it. But the worse your paintwork is, the more you should be using the abrasive to correct that paintwork first. And then when it's corrected, then is the time to use the protection product so that you can just maintain it. And it is a small thing. These protection products, you can see the hydrophobic effect. The other stuff around sort of making the paintwork, you know, the claim around protection products is that they help reduce the build-up of contamination on the surface. So you should have to clay less, polish less, and it should make your car a little bit easier to maintain, and it should just give a good shine on the car as well. So that's the main thing you're looking for from these LSP products. You're not looking for miracles. You're going to deliver the miracle with the abrasive product, and this, if you like, is like the icing on the cake when you finish. It should be relatively simple, guys, and products nowadays should be easy to use. And I think with this liquid wax, you know, no one is going to have any problems applying this. It's an absolute peach to put on the paintwork. So my final thoughts on the Graphene Infused to the Max Wax. So first of all, guys, like I've said, this product is the icing on the cake. Getting the cake mix right, making a good cake, is down to you, and it's down to the one and done compound, it's down to machine polishing, it's down to not scratching your paint when you wash it and buff it with towels, doing the common sense thing. This protection product is just there to add gloss, to make cleaning it a bit easier, to add a hydrophobic effect that will help dry it and hopefully reduce the build-up of contamination. And I think this product is going to do that. I am really interested in trying to test some of these claims around graphene a little bit more, and I'm going to have a think about how I can do that. But at the moment, I'm not sure. How do I feel about graphene? I feel, I've said before, it's the future, and it's for the next 10 years. I think we're going to see lots of development in it, and we're going to see new materials being released, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. Now, I don't think for 1 second if I go and buy a graphene product, the difference between a graphene product and a non-graphene product is like light and day. So a graphene product is not going to last 20 years on your car, and bullets are going to bounce off it, you know, like the misconception around ceramic coatings when they came out. These are just small kind of differences, and my thoughts on it are that if I could walk into my virtual detailing store that sold 20 of my favourite brands, now 20 out of 20 of those brands would have SiO2 products, including turtle wax. You know, everyone's got SiO2 sprays now. The problem is, I've used at least 30 or 40 SiO2 sprays, and I have not yet found a bad one. There's differences around durability, there's differences around price. Some are a little bit more forgiving to use than others and things like that. But ultimately, once you've got them there, they're all nice and slick and glossy. So if I walk into that kind of virtual store, see 20 offerings of SiO2 products, including the turtle wax ceramic spray, I don't buy any of them because I've tried them. But if I see the graphene product on the shelf, even if it's the FlexMax spray or the graphene liquid wax, that's the one I grab because it's different and I just want to try it, you know, and see if it's any good. So that's where I am with this. I can see the main advantage of the turtle wax line is that you can have hardly any products. So I'm going to talk about that in the next video, the Flex Wax. We've got the abrasive, we've got a heavy duty baseline kind of wax, and we've got a topper, and the topper is versatile and multi-surface friendly. So that's kind of it. I don't need anything else. So I think Turtle Wax's main aim of the Pro line is to give you less products and do more with those products. So that's where I am, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for Turtle Wax for sponsoring this video. I am loving exploring the new range, and I'm hearing good things about it from my patrons as well. It's been out in America for a little bit and it's new to the UK, so as always we're kind of playing a little bit catch up over here, but it's fantastic that we're getting this innovation, and really looking forward now to going on and testing the Flex Wax out.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I?